In my late 20s, my parents left me their house when they passed away. Since I wasn't married and didn't have any kids, I decided to live in the big house all by myself. It felt a little scary to be alone in such a large place, but I liked the house, so I didn't want to give it up. I stayed there for a really long time, just me, a single woman in this big townhouse. The neighbors who owned the house next to mine were not living there themselves. Instead, they rented it out to various people. During my time in my house, I observed the comings and goings of different families and individuals in the neighboring house. Some neighbors had lively households with children playing in the yard, creating a sense of community. On the other hand, there were those who kept to themselves, and I never had the chance to exchange words with them. The routine continued, and I adapted to the changing faces next door, maintaining a quiet and peaceful atmosphere in my own home. About 2 years into my time there, though, something unexpected happened, bringing a shift to the usual pattern. The house next door had new people moving in, after it was empty for about a month. A single man became the new occupant. Curiosity got the better of me, prompting me to step out onto the porch to welcome the newcomer. Given the size of the 3-bedroom house, I initially expected a whole family. However, to my surprise, it was just a man moving in alone. There was an immediate scary vibe about him that I couldn't shake off. His lack of talkativeness and the unsettling gaze he had made me feel uneasy, raising questions about what kind of neighbor he might turn out to be. Despite making a short attempt to be friendly with my new neighbor, it became clear that we wouldn't be having a neighborly relationship. While it didn't bother me much initially, assuming it was a temporary situation, his behavior continued to be strange. His communication was minimal, and whenever I stepped outside, he would fixate his gaze on me, closely following my every move with his eyes. This odd behavior raised concerns and left me wondering about the nature of our interactions in the long run. Even though there might have been reasons to worry about possible break-ins, his eyes told a different story. It wasn't like he was interested in stealing stuff. Instead, he had this strange fixation on me for some mysterious reason. As days went by, I tried to reassure myself that he was likely harmless, even though I frequently observed him watching me through his house windows. It became a puzzling situation, as his actions didn't align with the typical concerns one might have about security issues in the neighborhood. One night, approximately 9 months into his time as my neighbor, I came home late after a long day at work, eagerly anticipating a quiet evening with a glass of wine and a brief soak in the bath. After finishing my bath, I went downstairs in the dimly lit house to fetch another glass of wine. As I opened the refrigerator, effectively blocking the back door, my attention was drawn to something outside through the back window. In that fleeting moment, I was almost certain I saw a man, and it sent a shiver down my spine. The unexpected sight left me feeling uneasy, raising questions about who this person might be and why he was peering into my home. Though he disappeared quickly, I managed to keep my composure and chose not to panic. Instead, I decided to call the police and shared the details of what I had witnessed. Even though I couldn't provide any concrete evidence that he had been at my back door, it turned out to be unnecessary. To my surprise, the police discovered that my neighbor was a convicted sex offender who had failed to register as required, long before he even moved into the neighborhood. Following their investigation, he was promptly arrested, and the legal consequences forced him to be evicted from the area, bringing an end to the unsettling situation. I got really scared when I found out about this. I realized there could be a big danger nearby. Luckily, The police quickly did something about it, and no one got hurt. I felt thankful for that.